Hey, this is Teddy, your LinkedIn strategist and trainer. The question I want to answer today is all about why are people not getting engagement with their content? I've been asked this question numerous times, lots of ways. Why is no one touching my content? Why am I not getting any engagement? No comments, no likes. Why are people not commenting back, etc., etc.? Bottom line is we're all hoping to get more engagement on our content. Now, what's important is why are we trying to get engagement on our content? Hopefully it's not just to have numbers to feel good, but we need to be very purposeful about why we're sharing content and what's our purpose. What's our goal? So let's talk about 2 reasons why I use content on LinkedIn and why I hope I get people to see it and engage on it. Reason number 1, I want to help people. I use my content to help my target audience. I give away content. I give away ideas, information, knowledge, perspectives, tips, tricks, hacks, whatever. I'm using my content to help my target audience. That is very purposeful. Now, why do I do that? First and foremost, I do that because it's the right thing to do. Secondly, I do that because if I am helping my target audience, relevant to who I am and what I do, relevant to them, then I'm developing my personal and professional brand. So my content, beyond being helpful to others, is showing people that I am relevant to the area that I'm speaking about. And if I'm helping people enough, and they see this content as being very relevant, and they're starting to perceive me as an authority, hopefully I'll also drive them to look at my LinkedIn profile, which adds even more value to who I am and what I do, i.e. brand development. So first and foremost, I give away content to help others. Secondly, I'm using it to grow my personal and professional brand. So if my goal is brand development, and my goal is to help people, then sharing my content may not be the only way to do that. Now, we're going to talk about getting engagement in a moment, but I also want to get you to think this way. If you want more people to be interested in your content, also be interested in others. And what that means, I call this networking for mutual benefit. Go show up on other people's content, relevant to who you are and what you do, relevant to your target audience, and engage on their content. When people see that you care enough to engage on theirs, they may be more inclined to want to engage on yours. And either way, you're doing brand development when you show up on other people's conversations. I get this all the time. People go, I want my content to go viral. Don't want that. That's a goal that is so hard to achieve and often for the wrong reasons and the wrong result. Use your content for brand development. Use your engagement for brand development. And let the sum of the engagement and your own content help you achieve your goals. Here's another idea to help you get more engagement in your content. Is your content highly relevant to your target audience? If your content is not relevant, if it's all over the place, if it's talking about cat wrestling and dog wrestling and Bitcoin, and you're talking about the economy and, et cetera, all over the place, then people get confused as to who you are and what you're all about, relevant to them. So make sure your content is highly relevant to your target audience. And the more relevant and focused it is, as well as useful and helpful to them, the more likely people will understand your brand and be interested, the right people will be interested in engaging on your content. Relevance of your content is critical. It needs to be relevant to your target audience. Here's another idea. Look at your LinkedIn network. How relevant and focused is your LinkedIn network? If you're connecting with every Tom, Dick, and Harry and Betty on LinkedIn, and you're growing this huge network of people who are not highly relevant to you and your business, then you've got a group of people who don't really care about your content. I see this all the time. People hire and people buy LinkedIn connections. They buy Instagram and Twitter followers, et cetera, et cetera. And then what they're doing is they're just building up huge numbers, but these people are not relevant to them in some meaningful way. So make sure you're building a LinkedIn network of people who are highly relevant to you in lots of ways, but relevant to you. And then they may be more interested in your content. Very interesting point. That is, if your first level network, your LinkedIn connections, are not interested in your content, interested enough to touch it, like, comment, or share, then it may never be seen by your second level or third level networks. The more engagement you get early on from your first level network, the more likely others will see it and then potentially engage on it. Here's another point. Look at the diversity of the style of your content. Look, and what I mean by that is, are you using images, videos, articles, third-party content? Are you using native LinkedIn videos, YouTube videos? Are you using short little posts? Are you resharing content you find on LinkedIn from company pages or other people on LinkedIn? Your content needs to be diverse. And the reason it needs to be diverse is because you have a diverse group of people who have different interests and different types of content. Some may be highly interested in memes. Some may be interested in quick little short little posts that engage them and encourage them, motivate them, and make them think. Some may be interested in watching 2-minute videos. Some may be interested in 5-minute or 10-minute videos. Some may be interested in LinkedIn Live if you have that functionality. Some may be interested in your company posts or your group posts. You've got to make sure your content is diverse in style so that you're attracting people who have different content style interests. Here's another one. This is a big one. Is all of your content that you're hoping that people engage on all about you? If the content you're sharing on LinkedIn is all about you, all about your brand, all about your company, all about your products, your services, your widgets, if it's all about you, in time, people aren't going to care. Think about this for a minute. If every time you walk into a room of people, human people, and you walk in and that room is filled with people who are relevant to you in some way or another, and you start doling out your brochures, handing out your white papers, your case studies, your new testimonials, you just start doling out content that's all about you. In time, when you walk into that room, people will turn their backs on you. The same thing on LinkedIn. If every time you show up, there's an article or a case study or a blog post or a video all about you and your brand, in time, people will get used to that and they'll scroll right past your content. You've got to make your content about your target audience, first and foremost. You've got to create content, share content that is highly focused to them, useful to them, relevant to them, beneficial to them. Give away ideas, give away knowledge that helps them. Make your content first and foremost all about your target audience, and then every now and then they'll be accepting of a brochure. Every now and then they'll be accepting of your story about your business. You got to make it all about them first and foremost, so they'll be a little bit interested in you. Here's another little tip. If the content you're sharing on LinkedIn is always third-party content, which means it's driving the viewer out of LinkedIn to blog posts or websites, etc., then you're going to have a hard time getting engagement on that. Now, the reason being is the LinkedIn algorithms will show that third-party content last or not as often, unless it does get more engagement, because that content kicks the viewer, the LinkedIn member, out of LinkedIn. LinkedIn wants people to stay looking at LinkedIn pages so they can see the ads. That's how LinkedIn makes money. So if all of your content is third-party content, or the majority of it's third-party content, that's going to be harder to get likes, comments, and shares on. Not that you can't, but it's going to be harder. So make sure your content is diverse. Other content beyond only third-party content that kicks people out of LinkedIn. These are just some ideas, not all the ideas, but there are some that can help you get more engagement on your content. I hope you experiment with a few of what I shared, try it out, see what happens. If it works, do it more. If it doesn't work, pivot and adjust. Make sure that you're focused on your target audience, your content is diverse, and you may be able to get more engagement. I'm Teddy, your LinkedIn strategist and trainer, and I hope that's useful.